Today is Sunday. Today is the relaxing day of the week. A lot of us had church in the morning time. A lot of us didn't get up in the morning time. Some of us just been laying around, had a heck of a week, coming off of work. Sometimes some of you on Saturday, and some of you are actually, see, calls keep coming in. Hold on. Some of you are actually working right now because you work at a retail job or maybe you work at a hospital, etc., etc. Um, but imagine being able to not worry about having to get up when your employer wants you to be at work. Imagine not having to get up at all. You can sleep in and decide whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more easier to have a life like that rather than to be on somebody else's schedule. You know, years back, when I remember working at Macy's. I used to work at Macy's, and I had to be at work at around 9 o'clock or about 9 o'clock, 9:30 because the day started for me at 9:45. Now, knowing when you work in a popular area, in a popular mall, in a popular, you know, business such as Macy's, there are people always, doesn't matter what the day is, they're lined up outside the door. I was one of the first people that had to get anywhere between 3 to almost 10 registers ready. I had to go in and sign in and make sure all of the money was counted correctly last night. And I had to do a whole bunch of stuff in the morning, make sure my area was okay, make sure another area was okay, because knowing if you worked at Macy's before, you wasn't necessarily just in charge of one area. You was in charge of multiple different areas. I was in the men's furnishing department. Across from me was the basically the men's suits, the sports jackets and stuff like that. I was staring at Tommy Hilfiger and Hugo Boss and a lot of different, Michael Kors and other things like that. I was on the dress shirt department. That was where I was at, the men's furnishings. The other department that I was also linked and connected to was the basics department with just the t-shirts and, the wife beaters, the Armani Exchange, wife beaters and belts and socks and, regular old stuff, stuff like this. So I had to keep tabs on both areas. So the basic section was over to my left, all the way down there, and then I was over here. So you can imagine being able to learn how to multitask and dealing with customers from all different parts of the building, all different parts of different departments in the building. It was people that was coming from downstairs where the women's coats were, and they were like, how much is the women's coats? And I'm like, I don't know, but I know if it's Michael Kors and it was one of those long coats that came down to the bottom, it was about $300 or more, unless it was on sale. So I remember having to get up. Now my hours was anywhere from 9:45 to about 7 o'clock. I had to catch public transportation, which was actually right across the street. And the buses never came on time, okay? A lot of times around going after Christmas time is one of the busiest times of the year because that's when you help the inventory people collect their inventory with them, and you actually get to learn how to collect inventory a little bit more than what you do actually on the floor. So you have the RFID scanner and you're scanning everything, making sure everything is all right. And that one is about going on about 3 months for real, for real. I'll say 3 months. I'll say about a month and a half, anywhere between two, depending on what is missed. Okay. So there were times where I had to get up in the morning time, and I had to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now it took me an average of close to 2 hours just to get to work. So you can imagine me getting up at 2:30 in the morning, getting washed up, having to be on the bus before 4 o'clock. Before 4 o'clock, okay? I had to be there before 4 o'clock. Now, what was sort of corny about that was the fact that some of those buses was not running before 5. So I really had to find different alternatives to figure out how I was actually going to get there. So I tried to negotiate with the manager at the time because I was unaware that the buses was not running at that time, which was my fault. But I really wanted to catch up on more hours and all of that. So fortunately, she was like, you can get here when you can, but we really do need as many people as we possibly can. And if you can't get here at that time, then unfortunately, you should not have chose this these hours. So I felt kind of upset about that because I'm like, well, I this was volunteer. I'm volunteering to help you guys, and yet you want to tell me, oh, I should have figured out if this, that, and the third. I understand it was my fault, but then again, she could have said that a little bit differently. I still remember that, you know. But anyway, um, some weeks I worked part time. Some weeks I barely got even $200, and then some weeks I got over $400. That's the way it is in retail. I was not full time; it was only part time. So I took every position that I could. I worked in um, the women's area. I was in the shoe area, in the coats downstairs. I was in the bedding department. I was in the children's department, the kids from infants all the way on up to like 13 years old, 14, 15. I was in the young men's department, Tommy Hilfiger department. I was in the polo department. I was everywhere. I was all over the entire store. I was all the way up on the top floor where the other women's department was, where they had all of the dresses, the Ralph Lauren dresses, the Michael Kors dresses, the Tommy Hilfiger dresses, all of these different type of dresses and different type of jeans. I learned so much about different type of clothes and different type of sizes. Um, I've learned a lot. Now, the only thing that I didn't like about Macy's was the fact that they were so worried about Macy's customers. They wasn't really caring too much about the employees. The employees was busting their behinds every single day in every single department, but yet they was not being appreciated. They would get those, morning rallies in the morning time and all that, try to rile everybody up and say, oh, congratulations to so and so. They got this many Star Awards yesterday and that many Star Awards, or he was the magic of Macy's, or she was the magic of Macy's. And truthfully, I was a lot of those magic of Macy's, or I got a lot of good reviews online from customers. I helped them get things in different departments. I helped them actually walk them to where the bathroom was at. I did a lot of stuff, and it taught me a valuable lesson about customer service. It taught me a lot. So I am a people person. I know how to talk with people in person as well as on, video chat or definitely over the phone. It taught me a lot. It really did. But it was a lot on my feet, especially around the holidays. Right now it's Halloween coming around, and right now it's actually busy. It's one of the busiest times of the year because you have anywhere between August to September, they're prepping basically for the holiday season. Spring is over, they're prepping for the holiday season, okay? So all the way up until actually February and March is going to be pretty busy because March they start having those 1 day sales and all that stuff going on, and then that's when the springtime clothing comes back out around the middle of March. So it's really busy throughout the year for real, even when times where there's not a whole lot of people there. So you're probably like, where are you getting? What is the point of this? What I'm saying is that I had to get up early. I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't home sometimes until midnight. The buses was on their own time. They was not on time when they supposed to have been. I know how it feels to go days and days without actually eating. I didn't have enough money to eat, and I was embarrassed to say that one time. I was embarrassed, period. If I worked 4 hours, it didn't matter. But if I worked full time, I wasn't able to have a whole lot of money left over because, like I said, I barely made $200. It took me over $40 per week um, just to get to and from work. And my phone bill was too high around that time, was over $100. So you can imagine I was broke. I barely had $20 to my name. I didn't really have anything. So Auntie Anne's was my best friend. Okay, those little stands and stuff. Those was my best friend. I stayed away from who was it? Chick-fil-A. I stayed away from Subway because it was too much, too much. I couldn't afford it. So I remember being broke. I remember doing the retail thing. I worked at Sears. I worked at Target. I worked at Burlington Coat Factory. Okay, I worked at every store you can name all commission sales. Okay, I didn't did it all. I got $8 an hour, $7.25 an hour, $7.50 an hour, $9 an hour, $10 an hour, $11 an hour. I know how it feels to be broke. I chose the option to say, you know what, I have to find something from home. I have to figure out what I got to do. So when I got into sales and marketing, I started to realize, oh, I can do this. I can sell. Okay. It was more geared toward more information that you had about a product that sold, not necessarily um, how much of happy I was. People wanted information about the products and services I was offering at that time. I did door to door. I did all that stuff. Okay, I used to sell magazines across the country. I did a lot of things. Okay, so many different things. Okay, I had teams. I had people going out knocking on doors. Like I was tutoring people. I was helping people. I did all that already, and I left that field, left that type of work. Okay, now you can make a lot of money doing it, but it was too much on me, and I'm like, I'm way too young to be tiring myself out like that. I don't want to do that. Is there another way? Yes, there is another way. There's ways for you to make more money than you could possibly imagine from sitting at your computer desk, your home office, your business center, whatever you want to call it, from the comfort of your home. It is very, very possible. Now, are there investments that you would have to make? Of course there is, because it is a business. It's not a job. Now, some are pretty low ticket, some are pretty mid ticket, some are pretty high. But you join in at in whatever you're comfortable with, and you follow the steps that is given to you by your mentor or your sponsor or whatever you want to call it. So I chose a different route. I chose something differently. So tomorrow, I don't got to wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So I don't got to get up those times. I choose when I want to do something. I choose whenever I feel like I want to go. I choose whether I want to not come home. Maybe I just want to just stay at a hotel for the next couple of days. I just want to get away from everything. I choose whether I want to do something. I am in full 100 complete control of my life. I am so excited that I chose this opportunity. I'm so excited. I'm excited the way life is going right now, and I couldn't be happier. You could be having the ability to do the same thing as me. Man, people are blowing me up. It's Sunday. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna end this video, okay? I gotta figure out who this is that's texting me. Um, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned, I got more coming on. Please, guys, if you like my videos, if I want you guys to support me. I want you guys to at least, give me a holler, let me know what's going on, any video you want me to make. Please, like, subscribe, share, comment. But please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my subscribers. So, thank you guys for taking the time out to watching your boy Ant-Man. Take care, and as always, God bless. Have a great, 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 and great, great Sunday. Take care, everybody. This is ridiculous. Do you guys hear this?